I am so excited to welcome back Pavea of Pavea Noel Artistry.
Mhm.
And we've been doing all things makeup. So
Yes.
if you missed our first segment, go back and watch
Hmm.
that because we did all things eyes.
Yes.
And for this second iteration,
Hmm.
we are moving to lashes.
Hmm.
And so Pav is going to show us all about how to put them on.
Hmm.
I know it's complicated, I feel like, but I feel like you're going to uncomplicate it for us.
We're going, but it's not complicated.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. And what would you say is the best part of lashes? Does it just pop that look? Like why lashes?
I think it just takes your look to another level. Even if you're not doing any type of eyeshadow,
Okay.
and even if you're not doing any type of makeup, something about just when you throw on a lash, you just feel like,
Mm-hmm. A new woman.
yes, it gives you that extra oomph.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm excited to get these
Yeah.
tips.
All right, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing, of course, is finding out what lash is best for you. Because I know there's so many options. Some lashes might look one way in the package, but when you put them on, they look completely different. So it can be intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say just go for something that's thinner. If you're a lash newbie, go for something thinner, a little bit fluffier, and not so long.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, we're going to use these guys. No specific brand. When you're pulling them out of the trays, you can either, if you have nails, you can use your nail, or you can use tweezers, or you can use lash tweezers. Lash tweezers are just going to make it easier for you to actually pick up the lash without damaging them. I've even pulled out hairs on lashes a million times, broke the lashes in half. Just use a tweezer or a lash applicator. It's going to make your life a lot easier.
I had no idea there was a lash tweezer.
Yes. You're going to start from the outside and you're just going to pick it up and you're going to pull it off. There is going to have some adhesive on it. So just keep that in mind. Also, when you're using certain lashes, if you do get a pair that are a little bit shorter on the inside, longer on the outside, make sure that you're putting the shorter ones that have the shorter pieces on the inside of your eye and not putting it on the outside.
Oh, that's
So
important.
just pay attention to that little detail because then when you put them on, it's going to look kind of wonky.
Yeah. Okay.
So anything that has pretty much even lash lengths throughout the whole entire lash, it doesn't matter which one you put it onto. Once you cut them though, make sure that you're putting them back on the same eye. I like to use my lashes at least 2 to 3 times max. Just because I like to get my money's worth.
Mm-hmm.
Some lashes you can use a little bit longer. There's ways that you can remove the glue. You can clean the lashes and reuse them again. I'm a little bit lazy, so I'm not going to do that. Once you get the lash out of the pack, you want to go ahead and hold it up to your eye and measure from the front to each corner because you want to make sure that the lash is not too long or too short. So I'm just going to hold it up against her eyelid. And these actually are pretty good in length. So I'm not going to necessarily trim them. However, you will notice on some lashes, they'll have a little extra plastic on the tail end. That will poke you. It'll be really uncomfortable and you're going to just want to take the lashes off. So I always just, no matter what, I trim a little bit off of each side.
Okay. That's a good tip because I feel like when I have had lashes on, I feel like I was feeling the little ends of it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why I wanted
something
to take them
poking
off.
you.
Yeah.
Exactly. So literally I just literally trim. Just the outside, just a quick little trim. And you'll notice the little point.
Yeah.
So now that we got that off, and I also like to kind of touch them to see if it's spiky.
Yeah.
If it's spiky, I'll go ahead and just cut the little spike off. Okay. I like to do one lash at a time. For me, it's more of an easier application. So that's what I'm going to do in your scenario.
Okay.
One more thing. I forgot to add this little tip. Have you ever seen lashes where they kind of have like little gaps and you can see the bands where they look like little black dots?
Yeah.
Trick is you're going to go ahead and take your eyeliner. It could be something that's in a pot like this one, or it could even be a pencil. Stick it on the back of your hand and cover the band up. And I'll show you guys what that looks like, just so that way you can get the idea. So if you do run into that situation, that's an easy way to hide the band, and it just kind of melts into your actual lash line. Okay. So if you're using something that's in a pot like a gel, you're going to use your brush. If it's a pencil, then use a pencil. And you're going to just drag it across. And coat the band so that way it melts in. You see?
That's a really good tip.
These don't necessarily have those little gaps, but some lashes do. The other thing that I like to do is I do like to add mascara. But depending on the look, you can either add it before or add it after.
Okay.
In this scenario, you already have some on, so we're not going to necessarily add some right now. But I'm going to look and see how I feel, and then I might add a little bit more. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just grab your lash glue, and you're going to do a thin coat right across the band. When I'm applying it, I don't necessarily use the hairs on the tip of the brush. I like to go in with the base of it and kind of just drag it across. So that way I feel like I get a more even layer of glue. Once I do that, this is the trick. Let it dry a little bit. You gotta let it dry.
Okay.
Because if you don't, what's gonna happen is you're gonna stick that lash on and it's just gonna lift. You want it to get a little bit tacky.
Okay.
While I let it dry, I like to kind of turn it into a U, and I like to go like this. And the reason why I do that is because our eyes are naturally contoured. They're round, right? The lashes will end up kind of going flat. So as I'm drying it a little bit, it's going to kind of conform to the shape. That way, it stays kind of a little bit more brown now. You'll notice that the glue is starting to dry once it gets a little bit more translucent and not so white. Now, when you're using black lash glue, it's going to be a little bit harder for you to tell, but just kind of count down a couple, like 15 seconds at least. Now, you can use the lash applicator. I'm going to use the lash applicator just for learning purposes. You're going to go ahead and stick lash applicator on there. Oh, I keep sticking to my fingers. And now you're holding it. I'm gonna have her actually look down again, because if we guys looked at the last tutorial, when your eyes are closed, we naturally get those little lines. We want to keep them open so that way the lash is actually sitting properly on the lash line. When you're putting them on, you don't want to sit it on the lid. You want to sit where your lashes and your eyelids marry together. So it's not on the lashes. It's not all the way up on the lash lid. It's where they meet. I like to lift a little bit, and then I like to place. Okay, so you see how where I pushed it in at, it stayed. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the tweezer, the lash tweezer, and now I'm going to push it in. You see how they just stuck, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do the same thing on the outside. One thing that I did notice about lashes is that they always tend to lift on the outside corners. So make sure that you're paying those close attention. If you need to, add a little bit more glue just on those ends to just reinforce. Another thing that you can do, say if you know that you're going to an event and you had to do your makeup early, you're going to have a really long day. It might have it on for 10 hours. Put a little line of glue right over top to really just lock them in so you don't have to worry about them lifting throughout the day.
That's like the worst look, when they are lifting, you have this beautiful makeup on and then an eyelash falling off.
It's flying away. Yeah. We don't want your lashes to fly away.
No.
We're not doing flyaways. I like to, another thing, push the lash in So that way you're getting to where it wants to be. I know a lot of people tend to squeeze the lashes. I am a person, I don't like to squeeze my lashes, pinch them, because once you pinch them, now your actual lashes are going to be stuck into that glue. Oh. So when you're going to go remove them, because let's be realistic, when we get home, what do? We're yanking off those lashes. Right. Your real lashes are going to go right along with them. So try to avoid pinching as much as possible. If need be, I know that sometimes in that front, how I said that it tends to lift, and that little front part, you can do a slight pinch, do it with your fingers, because that way you're not really mashing them into the glue and you're not really bothering the integrity of your actual real lash. The other thing you can do is you can always push up the lash to kind of marry them together if you feel like you want that extra reinforcement again. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye, and then I'll show you guys the rest of it.
With some light.
And these, they look like lash extensions almost because they're soft. Oh, this is a good one because it has that. All right, so this one is, remember how we talked about that little piece?
Yep.
So this is one of the lashes that I was talking about that has that little piece that you might need to trim off of. We're going to go ahead and cut that off because that's going to be extremely uncomfortable and you're not going to make it even a half a minute. So we're going to go ahead and just cut it off. And then we're going to do the same thing with the other side. Feel to make sure it's not sharp or have any points. This one has some a little bit, so I go ahead and go back and just trim a little bit off. So we're good to go. Nice thin layer, like how we did the last one. Make sure you're getting those little ends. Sometimes, remember how I said you could put a little bit on the ends?
Yeah.
Well, just, you see how, just do a little dot. So just drag the brush off of it. So that way it won't lift as much, especially if you have teary eyes. That's a good way to kind of just reinforce it. And then we're going to go ahead and do that little U. And we're watching to see how the color is starting to turn a little bit more on the translucent side.
Yeah. I feel like that's like the most important tip.
Letting it dry.
Yeah.
Once you're letting it dry, wherever you lay it, that's where it's going to stick. Okay. So we're going to grab it with the lash applicator. I'm going to have her look down. And then I'm just going to press it in. I'm going to take the end, press it in. Same thing with the other side. Quick, right?
It was so quick.
So
quick. I'm
quick.
going to go and buy some lashes and get practicing.
So remember how I was telling you earlier about when you're putting on your liner?
Yeah.
Dropping that head back?
Yeah.
Same exact thing. When you're at home, get in your mirror. I'm gonna act like this is your home mirror. And because you're gonna look down and you're gonna get close. You're gonna place that lash because that way you can see where your lash line is, and you're not, when you're looking up, you're gonna accidentally put it too high. So when you're looking down, you can see where the lash line is and you're gonna press it right on in there. And that'll be the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Letting it dry, placing it where your lash line and your lashes actually marry together, and just pushing it in. And that's the easiest way to do it.
I love this.
Where is my mascara? Ooh, let me grab that mascara wand.
Ooh, come on, face.
All right. So now that we have your lashes on, you'll notice this one's already dry. This one, you'll still see a little bit of that translucent color. It's going to go away. Don't stress about it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add some mascara. If you want to reuse your lashes, make sure that you're not dragging the mascara all the way through the lash and you're simply putting it on your real lashes. If this is going to be like a one-time kind of thing, go ahead and pull it through if you want more of that kind of natural look.
And some people use the magnetic lashes. Are you a fan of that?
They
at all,
do.
or-
I'm going to say no. I'm more of an old school. I just don't think they're going to I've seen some of them, and I like to change my lashes often as far as the style of lash that I'm wearing.
Okay.
Some days I might want something a little bit more darker, fuller, but still short. Other days I might want something more wispy like the ones that you have on. So I like the convenience of being able to switch out my lashes as much as I like.
Okay.
Whereas with the magnetic lashes, there's not a lot of options. And I don't know how I feel about a little magnet near my eye.
True.
I don't know.
True.
I don't know.
I think I'm with you on that.
I don't know. Just doesn't sit right.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just stick with the old school glue and lash. Some girls get the individual lash extensions. That's cute too. It's not for me because I have allergies. I can't wear them. Gorgeous, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our mascara. And same thing, she's looking down, and I'm going to just wiggle onto the base of her lashes. What this is going to do, it's going to darken up the root of the lash, which makes it really pretty. And then I'm going to, you can use your finger, you can use a brush. This is just a pro tip. I like to take the back of something and just push the lashes together. This is a better way to mush the lashes together than doing it with the glue. And then you can kind of see how
it totally feels lifted. Yeah.
this one's a little bit darker, fuller. This one you can kind of see that just needs to be brought together. So I'm going to do the same thing with this side. Just wiggling at that base. And then I'm just going to push them together. And then, of course, I'm going to do a little bit of mascara on her under eye. Look up for me. Just because you want the bottom lashes to match the top ones. I have mascara all over my hands. Yeah. Looks pretty.
All right. Well, I gotta find somewhere to go tonight.
You better.
Well, thank you, Pavea. You
You're
have
welcome.
uncomplicated lashes for us.
Thank you.
So let us know in the comments. Are you gonna be doing your lashes? Because I know I will be.
You got to give it a try.
Yes, definitely, we will be.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us again. And just a reminder, please go back and watch our other segment where we talked about eyes, which was the first step that we did before we put on our lashes. And then join us soon for our next segment, which we'll be doing lips.
Yep.
Until next time.
Bye.